Hey, who is out there ready to go through writing your radical gratitude chart? Jump on in, and it's 4 o'clock on January 2nd or 3rd. Look at me, I don't even know. What is today? The 2nd. It's only the 2nd day of the month. And it's time to really write it. So I'm going to jump in, and you can watch this video later if you don't have time or you're spending time with your family or whatever's happening in your world. But I wrote a book a few years back called Rise and Shine, 6 Master Steps to Get Moving. And in the 3rd chapter, it's all about writing it. And one of the things that was always tough for me was goal planning, dream planning. I'm a visionary. I have lots and lots of ideas running through me all the time. I usually am very intuitive, and I see things very far in advance. And I would find it overwhelming to do goal planning. So my husband is in corporate America, works for Microsoft, and he's all about goal planning, right? Because he has to turn in his goals. He has to turn in his financial statements. Hey, Elsa, nice to see you. He has to turn all these plans in, so he's very used to writing them. So as a family, he would want to sit down and write it all the time, and it would just make me want to choke. So when I took a year off for my health and wellness, it really became clear to me that one of the areas that I was stuck in was really writing it and putting my thoughts, hey Dawn, putting my thoughts down on paper so that I could move forward, and all the people close to me know that I have all these ideas all the time. And some come to fruition and some don't. And some take a ton of patience because maybe I'm 10 years ahead of my time. So I have found that writing things, but without the pressure of those big words like goals, dreams, things like that, if we take that out of the picture and we just sit down and free write. That's what I said in the post. This is my newest journal for now, my newest notebook. I like it because it has a little pocket in the back, and it's brand new. I've got papers sticking in it and all around it. I've got Post-it notes in it because I'm just filling out my big what we call tolerations list. And the tolerations list is anything in your mind that needs to come out. So that can be from cleaning the bathrooms to changing your closet from spring to summer to fall to winter. It can be organizing your office to planning your spring break. It can be anything. It can be your business plans. Anything that comes to you, just free write and let it flow. Right now I have about 5 pages filled out, and I keep this near me, and anything that comes to my mind gets put on this list so that it's from here to the paper. Okay, so that helps you start to get things flowing. And when we learned it, I learned it from one of my healing kind of coaching programs, the spiritual healing coaching program, the tolerations list. Now I call it my upgrade list, because if I write all that down and I take the time to go through it on a regular basis without pressure and actually put dates by it and organize that list so that I can accomplish it all, then I feel like I'm upgrading my life. So I like to call it the upgrade list at this point. So that's number 1, is get these thoughts that are up here on paper. Clear your head, right? So that you can come from your heart. And when you start to come from your heart and you really know who you are and look at who am I, the 3 questions in chapter 1 of my book that I talk about all the time. And these are the upgraded questions when I upgrade my book in this year. The 3 questions is, who am I? What do I desire? And where and how am I called to serve? And when you look at those 3 questions, who am I? what do I desire, and where and how am I called to serve, then your radical gratitude chart can come flying out. So here's an example. There was an example in the post, but here's my actual radical gratitude chart that I did. When did we do this, you guys? September. I want to say into September, going into October, November, December. And when I do this, it's not for the whole year. So when you do a vision board, that might be for the whole year. And it's really fun to do a vision board. Love to do that. But what I see as the radical gratitude chart is 3 to 6 months maybe. Because when you write things out, they manifest quickly. So when you look at this, stay with me, when you look at what you are involved in your life that answer these 3 questions. Who am I? What do I desire? And where and how am I called to serve? And you pick out 5 to 10 things that you're involved in that answer those questions, that you are so excited that those pieces are in your life. That goes on your radical gratitude chart. Okay? Why do I call it radical gratitude chart? Because when I took that year off and I was really processing, like I always am, my physical and my emotional, this guy called me that I didn't know very well, and he just called to check on me. He's in the oil world with us. And he called to check on me and he said, Pam, are you really concentrating on what you're radically grateful for? And that really hit me in the heart source right here. Like, I do a lot. And I say yes to a lot. But am I saying yes? And am I working on things that make me radically grateful to do them? Or are there pieces in my life that I really don't want to do? Right? That I'm spending a lot of energy on that, no, I don't want to do that. I do not desire to do that. So as you're creating your radical gratitude chart that's going to last you the next 3 to 6 months, what are you really desiring? So, what is your life telling you? What is your life needing for you? So, something at the top, and I wish these were not backwards. I watched a YouTube video to try to figure out how to not make it backwards, and I still haven't accomplished it. Self-care, always at the top of my list. After what I went through 3 or 4 years ago, and really been on a major journey for 8 years of having some chronic challenges that I deal with on a regular basis, that my self-care is extremely important. It is extremely important that I take care of me and that I stay on task. Hey, Betsy, I stay on task with feeling good and having all the health and wellness that I need so that I can do what I'm doing right now. So with self-care, on my new chart that I'm creating, it's always at the top. Okay? On this one, diamond. Check! It happened right after I set some really big goals. Okay? Use it. Urban Zen Integrative Therapy remains on my next one. Moves right on over. It's always there. It's a big piece of what I do on a regular basis. It's a big piece of me. Yoga. It's there. It was on my last one. It's on this one. Next, I had books published. That happened. We had 2 new booklets come out, Stacy Van and I, through Life Science Publishers, Mindful Breathing, Mindful Meditation. Check. Now we're writing more. Those were 2 out of a series. Writing and journal videos, because it's not just books. I'm writing a lot. I'm putting some things out. I'm getting what's up here onto paper, what's right here onto paper. So I changed the way I look at that, because it's not only going to be through writing and books, but also the videos that are coming up that I'm working to get. Notice my new setup behind me with everything I love right there. So that's my newest one. It went from books published to writing and journal videos, okay? And then new home, relationship, and marriage. It's time for me to move out of this house, and it's going to take true setting the time and the place and being radically grateful for where I have lived for 20 years and finding that new home, right? And I'm going to have to put energy into that. And I want to put energy into that in the next 3 to 6 months of what does that look like? Maybe it's just planning the budget to make it happen. Maybe it's finding that space. Not sure what that is yet. So bear with me as we continue to write this. Hey, Tim. So those are my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. You may have family on there. I have new home, relationship, marriage, because it's me and my husband. I'm an empty nester. My kids are both in college, one in grad school and one in undergrad, who's going off to Budapest for the next 4 months. And I feel like my kids are in a playpen right now called college, and they're okay. So I don't need to put a ton of energy. That's a given that I give my kids energy, right? But do I have to spend a lot of time on my personal stuff for my kids? Not at this point. But if you have little kids at home, your kids may be a big piece of your radical gratitude chart. So right here, when you're rewatching this video, pause and really soul search with who am I? What do I desire? And where and how am I called to serve, so that you come up with your main points that you're radically grateful for that they're in your life. Now, Crown Diamond is Young Living for me, right? So that's where that comes in. So there's my 6 points, okay? Now what do you do from there? Whew, this is the fun part. This is when you sit and you think, what does it mean for me to be self-care? So I'm going to give examples. I teach by leading by example. I learned from my dad, my mom, my mentors. I learned from watching them and then taking what I learned and what they said and what I watched and witnessed and then putting it into action. That's what makes someone really succeed, is if you can take the information that I'm leading you with and then you make it yours and put it into action. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take action with what I am sharing. So self-care here, my points were yoga, home practice yoga, walking, breath work, and lymphatics and liver. I check. Now I'm going into cleansing. I'm doing some homeopathic cleansing coming up. So I'm going to write that on there because that is number 1. I'm waiting for my shipment to come from my holistic, naturopathic, homeopathic doctor. At home, homeopathic cleansing is going on my self-care because I'm going to have to allow time to make sure I follow those directions and they are a part of my everyday. Right? The other piece that I'm doing is my home workout and yoga. A little different than what I said last time. I usually go to a personal trainer, but this year I really am working to find the exact workout at my home that serves me. Home workout and yoga practice. Okay, do you see how broad in general these are? Okay, and then I just started a 40-day sadhana. And let me tell you, I want to get the name of it because if you want me to share and you want to join me in it, I can share it with you. Hold on a minute. Because one of my friends and teachers, Vani, is leading this. And she shared in her private group, why can't I find it right this second? Let me see. It's for the nervous systems to have clear or calm nerves and a clear mind. So that 40-day Kundalini meditation is on my self-care. Now, I do a lot of self-care that is a habit already for me, I don't need that on my radical gratitude chart because that's a habit. Okay? Something that's a habit, it's already there. I don't need to be reminded of it. These are my new self-care practices that I'm putting into 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 action. Okay? Does that make sense? So for you, what do you need to write there if you're choosing to have self-care or something about you? So those right now are my 3 points, and I'm keeping it there. I'm thinking a minute. Is there anything I missed? I'm going to look at my last one. My homework, I'm going to detail that in a minute. So with each one of these points, my 6 points, I'm going to go through and put the detail, but yet not, how do I want to say that? I want to put the bullet point action plan next to it. Okay, so those of you that are coming in, you're gonna have to start this video from the beginning. Okay, don't worry about it. Jump in and listen and watch from the beginning. So to hit Crown Diamond with Young Living, I reorganized my entire office to get prepared for the education that's coming out. And I have 15 years of knowledge and wisdom in this head, this heart, and throughout this entire office. So in order for me to work towards Young Living Crown Diamond, I am dedicating to getting this education out. So I'm putting education plan is what is going next to my Young Living Crown Diamond as a point. I am going to detail an education plan to roll out information to you all, right? And I'm also always touching base with my leaders, working with my leaders of leaders. And I will detail a plan about doing that. Okay? And then I want to also realize that it's not just about educating who already has oils or people new to oils. It's not only about working with my leaders, but it's also my very own business. So how do I go after new business? Well, from my last Radical Gratitude chart, I had this idea of working with this friend of mine named Chris. I want to look into that idea more. I did not accomplish it from this one, so I want to carry it over, and I want to work out project details with Chris. I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but it means a ton to me. So I hope that's a good example of those 3 points. So you keep working through. I'm not going to make my entire Radical Gratitude chart with you, but I want you to get the drift. Please give me a comment or hearts or thumbs up if you're following along and if you're getting what I'm saying right now. Who's following along and getting it? Anybody out there kept going with me, or you got your paper out? You've got your stuff going on? Who's out there? Oh, yay. Thank you. So you're understanding what to do. So I'll do one more with you. Which one should I do? I'll just go in line. So use it. Urban Zen Integrative Therapy is a big piece of my life. Yay. Thanks, Dawn. It's a big piece of my life. And in my last Radical Gratitude chart, it said a training with 40 participants. I've changed since then, and I realized that I just want 16. So I'm working to get that 16 students for Use It Chicago training. And then I'm going to detail what is going to rock that training. What is going, my kids make fun of me because I say rock that training. So 16 students of Use It Chicago training. Then I'm going to come up with the other 2, which the big one is forming relationships for clinical hours. Where are we going to do Use It? And then I have the action steps I have to put into play there. Okay? So, there you have it. There's my main points for the top 3. So then what I do, notice that my radical gratitude chart is in a protective sleeve. I do that because, see how that works? Have your protective sleeve ready to put it in, because now, and a lot of these sheets I've already thrown away, because now what you do is you have empty pages behind there, and this is where you map it out. So starting with self-care, I will have a direction sheet that comes with my homeopathic cleansing piece, and that direction sheet will go in with my radical gratitude chart, because this radical gratitude chart goes with me. Because whatever's not on my radical gratitude chart, say someone asks me to be a part of their training program, blah, blah, blah. If it's not on my radical gratitude chart, I have to say, no, that doesn't fit for me in the next 3 months. But I will let you know if I have room for that. Or I'll assess it and go, does it hit one of my areas? Does it serve me? And does it help me serve others in one of these areas? Do you see, for those of you that are contributors that have a really hard time saying no, the radical gratitude chart saves you. It allows you space to really look at what's going on in your life and say, I'm sorry, that's not on my goals. Now, some of you know I've talked to you on the phone and helped you make those decisions lately, right? We've had conversation, because I'm a verbal processor, and I'm always here for verbal processors that need to process through this. So if this is something that you need attention with, by all means, let's talk about it, right? Let's have a conversation, or find your person to have a conversation with, because this gives you, exactly, Denise, it gives you permission to say no. No is not a bad thing. No is a good thing. Right? Yes. We don't want to say right and wrong. I'm working on that conscious language to get right out of my language. Yes is a better choice. So with that, you take this, and I have my homeopathic directions coming already done. Done. Check. There's what I have for that. But my home workout, I have been creating an Excel spreadsheet of my daily home workouts so that I can have it there and check it off, and it's part of my radical gratitude chart. The action steps are there. Not only is the action steps on a sheet of paper that I put with my radical gratitude chart, I'm also going to put it down by my water rower, my elliptical, my weights, my yoga mat, my big ball, where everything takes place. That's part of that workout, right? Yeah. So I also have a check sheet, a calendar. I just made a copy of my January calendar so I can cross off my 40 days of sadhana with that meditation for a clear and calm nervous system and a clear mind, right? Do you see how that takes action? And then from there, I put those action steps actually on my iCalendar. You may use Google Calendar. You may use an old school paper calendar. Whatever it is, the action steps have to go from your main thing to your sheet of paper, goes in with it, into your sleeve, and then gets transferred onto your calendar. If you take the time to work this and you keep sheets of paper going in, so my education plan for Crown Diamond will go there, my education plan, but it's going to also ebb and flow. I'm going to change things. I'm going to cross things out and go, bad idea, good idea, let's put a different idea in there, and I'm going to work with it, right? I'm going to work with the shifts and the changes, and I'm going to visit this on a regular basis. And then I'm going to really look at it at the end of 3 months, maybe 6 months, however long it may take. You'll know when you'll go, oh my goodness, I've accomplished everything on my radical gratitude chart. It's time to upgrade and create a new one. So we are not making a plan for the entire year. To me, that's, overwhelming. That's where your goals and your dreams, you have a page in your upgrade notebook, your tolerations list of these ideas are going, right? And some of them are way out there. Those are your dreams, right? And those are your to-dos. And those are those thought processes that come in and they ebb and flow. But the radical gratitude chart is your actual work, that you're radically grateful that it's a part of your life every day, right? So notice on here, I don't have coaching. I did multiple radical gratitude charts. I think January 2017, coaching was a big part of my radical gratitude chart at the beginning of the year because I wanted more coaching clients. I'm in maintenance with my clients now. I don't need more clients right there, so it's not on there. Okay? Does that make sense? I'm just trying to give examples out there to help you see that if it's already happening for you, do you need a plan with it or not? Plan for what you need to work with. Okay? I hope this is a little nice synopsis of the radical gratitude chart. I hope you've been able to stay with me on this. It's been almost 30 minutes of an explanation. I do want to keep it short. And at some point, I will do a YouTube video. I'll put this up on YouTube so it stays, but I will do a true video going through the entire process at some point. It's on my writing and journal video list of all the things that are up here, in here, that I can share with all of you to help all of us live a more radically grateful life together. All right. So if you have questions, post them in the comments on this video and let's have some conversation started. If you're getting stuck in any way, let's have some conversation going. Keep posting on this video comments and conversations, and we'll keep going from there. But let's work to take the fear out of making your plans, action steps, and using your calendar. Okay? So that's what the radical gratitude chart, and make it cute. Like put little decorations and things. If you're a sticker person, put the stickers on there. If you're a Cricut person, make it, if you're arts and crafty, make it yours so that you enjoy looking at it every day. So that you enjoy carrying it around with you. Nice, Dawn. Great example. Meal planning is a part of my self-care. Excellent. Yeah, if juicing is a habit for me at this point. So I don't need to put that on my self-care. But you may need to put juicing on there, right? So whatever your needs are, let's keep the conversation going. I'm ending this 30 minutes. All right? So have a great rest of the week getting your radical gratitude chart done for this upcoming time in your life. And just remember, no stress about it, no nerves about it. This is who you are, what you desire, and where and how you're called to serve. So make it fun, make it easy, and be radically grateful for who you are. Always remember, turn your love on. Okay? Bye.